Hello everybody. I have created this presentation in order to show you some of the generalities and some of the things we are going to be covering during this semester in the subject. So, welcome to Readings and Conversations 1. First of all, you know that sometimes it's very important to speak English, right? Because it's going to give you a lot of opportunities. Um, Maybe sometimes you have asked yourself, what I'm learning English? So sometimes just because you like it, just because you want to travel around the world, etc. But that's what I want to share with you some of the reasons to study English. The first one is English is a global language. You know that a lot of people can speak and can understand English. Um, Now it's very common that we can see people here in our country, right, using this important language. Also, English opens new career opportunities, not only here in our country, but also around the world. Studying English can help you to get a good job. So, in your case, maybe you can work in the airport, you can work in an office, right, like an interpreter, etc. And also, if you want to be a teacher, right, maybe in academy, school, university, etc. Traveling is a lot easier with a good knowledge of English. For example, if one of your dreams is traveling to different parts of the world, so this is your opportunity, right? Remember that speaking English gives you a lot of advantages just because it's going to give you the opportunity to know about different cultures and to meet new people. So you're going to be able to communicate with different people that speak English, right? And the last one, with English, you can study all over the world. So maybe you have the opportunity to study more languages, right? Now I will tell you a little bit about my background. Um, my complete name is Gabriela Melissa Beltran Rodriguez, but everybody calls me Teacher Gabi. Okay. I got a major in Bachelor in English here in the university. Actually, I'm getting or I'm working on my project to get my master degree in Asesoría Educativa, and I have some experience working as a teacher in different levels. I have worked with teenagers, with children. Also, I have worked as an interpreter, and also I worked in the administration area. So this is part of me. Now, what matters? Let's get into business. So, what about readings and conversations, right? So, as the name says, Readings and Conversations is a course oriented to foster the students to enrich their abilities in reading in English. Besides, this course aims to broaden and systematize the students' reading habits by applying reading techniques to ease their comprehension abilities and to make them acquire vocabulary in context. So, all the texts, all the articles, and everything that we're going to read, you're going to get something, you're going to acquire new vocabulary, okay? So when you get it, you're going to be able to put it into practice in your speaking abilities, right? As the name of the course expresses, the students will be required to read material that later will turn into conversations. Remember that in every class, sorry, we're going to have some different discussions, right? Some material will be assigned to be read out of class, whereas some other will be read in class, right? Now that we are living this situation, of course, right, you're going to get the material in order to be read in your house. In this course, the students will continue to develop their speaking and conversational skills through a variety of topics. So most of the topics are very interesting, and you're going to see them, which call for a more critical attitude towards the material being presented. Remember that it's very important that all the topics that we talk about it um, are related to real life. Okay, for example, the environment, about social problems, etc. Through the discussions and the different reading materials presented in class, the students will continue to expand their lexis and better their pronunciation. That's very important because we're going to be improving these two important skills right? Remember that in English we have four micro skills: reading, writing, speaking, and also listening, right? But in this case, we're going to get like more focus on reading and speaking. So, what about some generalities of the subject? Well, you know the name, readings in conversation number one. Now that you are getting the licenciatura in English, right? You're going to be taking two of them. So this is section B, licenciatura en idioma inglés. This is the schedule for us. Remember that we only have two classes per week. We're going to have Monday from 6:45 to 8:25, and also Wednesday. This is the schedule from 8:30 to 10:10, right? And remember that if you want to communicate with me, just because you have a question, you have a doubt, or you have something to tell me related to the subject, this is my email. So on the syllabus, you can check some of the generalities about this. Remember that it's very important that you can check the schedule in the time that I will be attending you, right? So this is my account, my institutional account. So feel free to write to me just in case you have something to tell me, okay? Just important things. Then every Wednesday we're going to have the sessions for the subject, right? And I will be uploading the link in the platform. Remember that we're going to be working in Google Meet, okay? So on Monday or Tuesday, you are going to have the link over there in the platform so that you can get in. And on Mondays, just because we have 2 days for classes, you will have the material in the platform to be read. Okay. So every Monday I will be uploading the material and the things you have to be doing. It could be like material to read, exercises, practice, in homework assignments, right? So just try to be careful. Wednesday we have the sessions through Google Meet, and on Mondays you will have the material to be read. So there you have some objectives. That's something that maybe some of you um, are clear about it. So remember that in this subject, what I want you is to reach or to improve, right? The mastery of the four basic skills, but especially reading and speaking. Also, you're going to be able to develop reading habits to improve your efficiency in reading materials in English, applying techniques taught in this course. Okay, we're going to learn how to read details, how to find main ideas, etc. Also, increase your reading comprehension, this with vocabulary in English by means of oral and written exercises. Also, it's going to be very important that you develop your critical reading skills, okay, that you have to read but with a purpose, not just because you want to read something. And also increase your ability in oral self-expression through debates, oral reports, vocabulary exercises, and other activities. In this case, we're going to improve our speaking skill just by having these kind of activities, right? And also the conversations that we're going to be having in each class. So these are some of the objectives. In the syllabus, you can check the topics we're going to have for each period. Remember that I have tried to choose topics that can be related to our real life, right? So you can check them in the syllabus. So now, here you have the evaluations for each period. Let's start with the first period. Remember that we have 5 activities, a variety of activities, right? For example, we're going to have an audio forum, a video presentation. Remember that in every period we're going to have a reading comprehension, okay? Also, we're going to have a reaction paper about the cultural habits of reading in the country. And as a last activity, we're going to have an alternative ending video about a tale, short story, or fable. Remember that we're going to be using different technological tools, right, in order to present your evaluations. So remember that as the whole English subjects, we're going to have the partial, right? So we're going to have two different evaluations in order to get a 50% of the partial. So you can check all the percentages over here. So later on, I will be explaining to you step by step. Then you have the evaluations for the second period, right? We have presentations, we have case study, another reading comprehension. Also, we can have simulations and oral interview. Remember that when I say simulation or role plays, you're going to have the opportunity to be working with different people, okay? We can have individual works and also group work. Then we're going to have an oral interview. So this is going to be the total for your partial. Then for the third period, we have another type of activities. We have reading comprehension. We're going to have a mini debate. Okay, so we're going to develop it online. Then you're going to have the opportunity to have a speed reading. This is something I will explain in the session because this is going to be a cumulative. You're going to be able to see or um, to recognize or to manage maybe the time in the way that you read for the three periods, okay, or by each period, let's say. Also, you're going to have a book presentation. You're going to be able to read a book that you like the most. And at the end, we're going to have this beautiful activity that is about drawing a story booklet. So there you can check the percentages. And what about the didactic resources we're going to be using? So as you know, the situation is like this. So we're going to be using some different resources like the Moodle platform. That's an obligation that you have to be checking constantly. Also, we're going to have the sessions by Google Meet. We're going to be using Zoom, okay? Also, I will be using some screencast presentation like this one that I'm presenting now. And also, you're going to have the opportunity to send your documents or videos, etc., or your evaluations through Google Drive, through YouTube, and also we can have a group on Messenger. So these are some of the didactic resources that we're going to be using. So, what about the rules? By this time, you know that you are pretty mature, right? And you already know them. So please behave correctly, right? Be respectful not only with the teacher but also with your classmates. Respect the evaluations and the homework assignments dates. Attend the video classes. So this is something very important. Respect the schedule. Try to be careful with attendance. Check the platform constantly. Omit nasty words in class and also participate in all the activities in the platform. Remember that we're going to have a variety of activities like presentations. You're going to have the opportunity to participate in a glossary that's going to be included in every period. So just if you're reading something and you don't know the words, so you investigate it and then you share it with us, right? And the most important one is speak English. So I hope you enjoyed this subject. As a teacher, I'm going to do my best. I hope you do it too, right? Remember that if you have any question or something to tell me, you can contact me through the Gmail account. So I'm very glad to be with you in this class. So thank you so much for paying attention and bye bye.